Hi, my name is Jimmy Lewiston. I am in IT. I work in IT field, desktop support, to be more specific. I went vegan in 2018. So one of the main reasons why I went vegan is because I wanted to help not only the animal, the environment, but I want to make sure that I am taking care of my body to the best of my ability.
So what led up to that though? Like how did you realize that was an option?
So one of the reasons why, because one of the reasons why I did it is because when I find out after I eat a meal, I find out I'm very tired. I want to go to bed. I don't have no more energy to do anything else. So when I turned vegan, one thing I realized, like after I eat, all my energy is still there. Like I still have the energy. I can still go out, play soccer. I can still go out, play basketball. I can still do other activities.
Yeah, but what made you realize that this was even an option?
So Denny, Giacomo, my ex-wife, so they're all pretty much vegan. So I grew up around the vegan community, so I know a lot about them. Plus, I used to be a chef as well, so I know how to cook food, incorporate it. Because when a restaurant, people give you, ask for, hey, do you have this in vegan options? So then we're trying to incorporate that to make sure we can feed everybody correctly and understand people's diets and the reason why they turn vegan. So that was one of the reasons why I became vegan.
So you knew a lot of vegans mostly, and you knew how to cook.
Yes, exactly. So knew a lot of vegans, and then do a little bit of research to find out, basically what you put in your body, it's everything, right? And the nutrient that's already in the plant, so there's no reason to see you have to get it in meat, because you don't have to sacrifice it. So I figured, like, hey, if the animals can grow healthy, can be as strong as they are with just eating plants, why can't I do the same thing?
Now you mentioned some of the things that changed. You got a little more energy, or a lot more energy.
Yes.
Anything else change after you went vegan?
I think overall health. Going to the doctor, they just even see like there's changes in because I had to bring it over to my diet. So he noticed like, certain changes in my body. So I was like, okay, well, certain tests I was taking again. So that actually showed me that I was actually on the right path to better myself, to better my health.
So it wasn't anything you noticed, it was the tests that you
Yeah, so it was some of the test results that my doctors did, because I've always been in athletics. I've always been very ongoing. So I'm one of those people, like, I can't stand still. I play a lot of sports, the gymnastic, football, soccer, volleyball. Like, I do a lot of sports throughout my whole life. So, but when I turned vegan, I realized, like, oh wow, there's just another level to it because of the energy that it gives me. I can eat and still go for a run afterwards, so I don't feel full, sleepy, or tired or anything.
What's a typical day of eating look like for you?
I typically like to do small meals throughout the day. So I try to incorporate like, with every 2 hours, I do something, small, if it's like a snack. But obviously, sometimes during the dinner, you can separate it within the 3 meals. But like in the morning, I do like scrambled tofu. Scrambled tofu with, vegan bacon, and with a little bit of, I can do some bread on the side, a side of toast.
So how do you do the vegan bacon?
So the vegan bacon is actually, I buy it pre-made. So there's Eve, it's a brand that I used to buy that actually have that. I can't find it anymore, which is a downside. But then again, with the scrambled tofu, I also incorporate different things on it. Like I do either kale, scrambled with kale, or I do broccoli, different, vegetables, Brussels sprouts, and stuff like that.
Do you just take like a firm tofu and crumble it up, or what?
Yeah, so I take a firm tofu, put it in the press, let it sit, for a few hours. And then once it's nice and dry, take a piece of paper towel, just do the last minute thing on it. And I use actually potato masher to make mashed potato. Then when it's in the pan, then I mash it with the mashed potato. And now it becomes nice and scrambled all over, put some of the seasoning on it, paprika, salt and pepper, thyme, all these nice little, herbs I can actually make it bring out the flavor of the tofu itself. So right next after that, I can do like a curry, a tofu curry. I can also do that. Or I also used to make a seitan from scratch too, using vital wheat gluten. So I have different recipe with chickpeas and Sometimes, include like coconut milk into it. So normally I make my own seitan on that. So slice it up, make it nice and put that in the curry while I still get the moist on it. After you bake it, you slice it, then you put it in that curry, it become nice and moist. And, cook on the side of a bowl of rice, white rice to be more specific, and that thing is beautiful. So that could be like a lunch and dinner type of thing. It all depends how you feel about it, if you want something. But I like to do eat a little bit more heavier on lunch. And at nighttime, I do a little bit more something lighter, just to helps me sleep better. But for the dinner part of it, too, again, if I go out for dinner, I can do like a salad. And it all depends. I have a bad habit of actually doing salad, but I also incorporate a little bit of carbs in it. Like I do French fries. Like I'll literally just put French fries and salad together. Use the air fryer for the French fries, put it inside, and the salad, mix it up from veggies, broccoli, peppers, and stuff like that. Put it on there, and that's typically my dinner. So
how often do you cheat on your vegan diet?
No, not at all. Not at all. I try to be very strict with it. Even when I go to the restaurants, I'm very cautious of that. So when I go to restaurants, I typically don't like to say that I'm vegan, but I kind of say, I don't want no dairy product. And being a ex-chef gives me a little bit up an edge because I know some of the ingredients. I know what they're made of without actually having to read the instructions all over. And I know how some of the chefs like to cook. Some chefs like to cook with butter, broth, and everything like this. But I know how to incorporate that to know, okay, well, if I take this one, I know the chef's gonna cook it with butter, so I'm not gonna go for that. If I cook this, I know they're gonna use the chicken broth. I'm not gonna do that. So that's how I'm able to, to distinguish the difference.
Yeah. Could you be with somebody who's not vegan?
Well, absolutely. I don't look at it as you being a vegan or non-vegan, you're a better person than the others. So personality is the key to me. Vegan, I look at it, it's good for the environment, it's good for your body and overall, but it's also a choice, it's also a diet. So I can't impose my will to someone to say, oh, I can't deal with you because you're not vegan. I would like to deal with a vegan, but that's not something that I'll say you have to be vegan for me to, to be with you. So.
How much would you say this is more ethical for you or more health for you?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's ethical just because of everything else that's going on in this world. The best thing I think you can do, it's not only for your health, to help you live longer, is to incorporate, because your body is your temple. You got to take care of it. It's almost like I've always encountered to like doing your monthly, 3 months oil change in your car. If you don't take care of your car, you don't check some of the stuff, eventually it's gonna break down on you. So same thing with your body. So if you don't take care of your body, you're eating a bunch of things that's not really good for you, that doesn't go well with your body. You don't structure your body to a way where to live longer. And eventually it's just gonna break down on you. Regardless how old you are, it doesn't matter if you're not taking care of it.
Yeah, but what about the animals?
So the animals are the big key to it, because again, you got a lot of animals that either get stuck in cages, that's being mistreated. That's another thing that I don't like to see it, just because it's almost like someone that can defend themselves. The animal is very similar to that, just because they can defend themselves towards a certain abuse. It just rubbed me the wrong way, when someone I've seen mistreating an animal, and obviously you see some of those, some of the things in, chickens or whatever, like just in cages and stuff like this. They can't even move. They just, against each other all the time. So it breaks your heart, but it's like, can we do better? I'm sure we can do better. Let the animal be free. Let the animal basically do the things that you're doing. You're trying to be free. You want to be free. You want to do whatever you want to do. So why do you feel like you have to seclude the animal to a different standard? Me personally, that's what I believe in. Just let Mother Nature, take its course.
Well, some people say, Mother Nature, well, animals eat animals though in Mother Nature, right?
Well, yes. So again, things like this happen. Again, it goes by dominancy, right? So it goes to a point where it doesn't justify the fact that you have to mistreat the animal just because, us as humans, we do things to each other too. Does that mean somebody should, take control over us? We still want to be free, right? Even though we are able to do things to other people. I'm a firm believer of don't do to others what you don't want to be done to yourself. That's basically my values and everything like this.
So why are we here today, man?
So today we are here to celebrate those wonderful athletes here They work so hard. So for Mr. America, so we got bodybuilder, figures, powerlifters, different categories. Yeah, so we just here to celebrate. I mean, I'm just a volunteer.
Okay.
I like to work out. I work out, on a daily basis, like at least like 5 days a week. But the things that they put their body to for the show that they put into, it's incredible, man. The mindset that you have to have, it's incredible.
Do you think it's important for others to go vegan?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's important for anybody to actually consider it. Open your mind, it's almost like don't say, oh, I can never do this. Because you never know what you're capable of doing until you start doing it.
Do you have social media, anything that others can maybe check you out on?
Well, I mean, I don't really post a lot of things on there, but I only got the IG, so it's at VeganJLJ. So that's my social media platform. So again, I don't really post a lot of things on there. Like I'll do some of the meal that I cook, prepare. Sometime when I'm in the gym, like I'll post a couple of things, but I'm not really, doing a lot of posting and
You're
things
not a
like that.
major influencer yet.
Influencer? Nah. Well, I wouldn't say yet either, but it's just like I don't know if it's something that I want to do, but I do enjoy watching other people's.
Sounds like you got some good skills, man. Hopefully, hopefully you can share it, as much as possible with others. The cooking especially.
Yeah. So exactly. So the cooking is one of the things that I've done professionally.
Yeah.
It's something that I love to do, as well as it's food. Food is good. So.
And do you think? What do you think is the best way to influence others? Could it be feeding them?
It may not necessarily be feeding them, but obviously you want to give them open the resource. And if things was a little bit more affordable, it would also help to broaden, because some people that would either want to go vegan, but they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Because
aren't some of the cheapest foods though, like beans and stuff, aren't those cheap?
They are cheap if you're looking at them, but there are some products that's made that can actually, if you lower the price a little bit, you expand the person, because the person don't want to feel like they're eating the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So if you're not like someone that's been doing it for years, or if you're not like a chef or anything like this, you don't know how if you can put this and that together and change it up a little bit. Because eating the same thing all over again can be, overwhelmed, right? You can overdo it. But if you know how to mix a little bit of things here and there, then you should be good.
The healthiest foods, aren't they pretty much the cheapest though, generally speaking? I mean, there's a whole variety of beans. I mean.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So one of the things is you have to know how to calculate the macros. You got to make sure you get enough proteins. You have to make sure you get enough of everything that your body needs, to keep it up. So just because and some things may not be as cheap as it goes to, let's say for example, if you want to go to one of the fast food places, that's cheap, right? Fast food places, you go in and out. If you go to like a restaurant, like a vegan restaurant, again, the things that they have to do, the ingredients, it's just a little bit,
Yeah,
it's a little bit much
tend to be
sometimes.
more expensive. If you eat at home, though, it's probably cheaper.
Yeah, if you eat at home, you know how to cook, then you're good. You're rock solid. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Everything is great.
And it almost sounded like you were saying it's a little complicated, but if somebody's not trying to be an athlete, right, it's pretty simple. Beans, greens, grains, fruits, veggies, mushrooms. You don't have to count macros and all that, right?
No, you don't have to. Yeah, like myself, I don't count macros because I'm not competing. I'm just trying to keep my body in the good shape. Well, just trying to observe my body. That's it. But I'm not competing or anything like this. But
it looks like you probably could though one day. You think you might?
I don't know. A lot of people have been saying that for years, so I haven't done it yet. So I don't know if I will either. So it's a lot of mental right there to go, to be an athlete. So.
Well, I appreciate your volunteer work here and you speaking the good word, man.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate taking time. All right.